Mr. Wester, enterprises and schools alike are seeing a huge increase in the number of types and devices that users expect to perform their function. So what is actually Extreme Networks doing to address these issues?
Yes, it's a very interesting question. Look, there were 15 million iPads sold last quarter alone, over 55 million sold to date. So it's just an amazing number of devices that are appearing on the networks, and they're all wireless. So at that point, the existing wireless networks just weren't designed for the sheer number of devices that are now showing up. So it's important that you understand that, first of all, we have to provide for better network connectivity for those devices. So to do that, what we've done is we've designed a network topology and infrastructure that can basically take those devices and allow them to be on the network in a higher dense environment.
What would you say is actually what makes you standing out from your competitors? So what is, from your side, from Extreme Networks, what is actually new?
There's a couple of areas combined that cause for differentiation, right? And the first one would be we have devices, our access points, for example, that are meant to be deployed inside the room versus in the hallways, which reduces the number of devices per access point, which allows for better capability to be delivered to the user. Right? Secondly, we've taken and we've changed how the access points communicate on the network and allowed the devices to take their traffic and put it directly on the network infrastructure, which makes it much higher performance and lower latency for those devices, so they can talk quickly and with less collisions or problems on the network, right?
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Mr. Goodall, Extreme Networks has recently received a lot of industry recognition in the data center. May you tell me a little bit more about your latest developments?
Absolutely. So we've just announced the Black Diamond X8, which is the highest density chassis in the industry. We can get 768 ports of 10 gig in 1/3 of a rack. And we can also use that same density to achieve 192 ports of 40 gigabit Ethernet in the same form factor as well, which is extremely dense. Not only that, but the box is very, very fast. The latency is 2.3 microsecond port to port, which is extremely important as we're starting to see changing traffic patterns inside the data center. And as Nick Lippers tested in his industry analyst review, we're between 3 to 10 times faster than any of the competitor switches in the equivalent class.
So you're addressing energy efficiency as a strategic theme in your company? Or?
It's very important, especially for the managed hosted data center. Right? So specifically, we're seeing a lot of these data centers consolidating, or these larger enterprises, managed hosting environments consolidating their data centers and resources substantially. So it's very, very important to get that small form factor, and small form factor is a benefit to the customer or to the managed hosting environment, whereby the customer can realize a greater return on investment.
Do you have a reference project where you can tell us about challenges and how did you solve it?
The industry branches we're playing, this box specifically is well positioned inside the HPC environment, and we've got customers out of England, for example, Wellcome Sanger Trust. They did the mapping of the human genome, and so they're using extremely high performance compute, huge amounts of data, and they need it in very, very, very low latencies. And now a lot of those companies as well, as they start to converge their networks, they're looking at simplifying their fabrics as well, where companies might have 2 or 3 fabrics, such as high-performance compute for InfiniBand. You might have storage, fiber channel over Ethernet, and of course your data. So with these kind of high speeds and some of the latest data center protocols, we can collapse all these fabrics into a single unified fabric provided by provided by the Black Diamond X8.
Sounds being great future.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.